An independent city councilman who was at the center of several 41 Action News investigations will soon be off city council.
41 Action News investigator Jessica McMaster has tonight's brand new information from City Hall.
Come April, Councilmember Tom Van Camp will no longer be up on the dais. He lost in the primary race earlier this month. And you might remember Van Camp was the subject of several 41 Action News investigations.
I am done.
I have one more question.
No, you don't.
A 2018 41 Action News investigation uncovered independent city councilman Tom Van Camp spent thousands of taxpayer dollars on supposed city-related trips. But the councilman would never explain how his travels benefited the city. The trips often included things like rental cars, valet parking, and room upgrades. Not to mention one trip where the councilman put in to visit a power plant in McIntosh, Alabama, but stayed hundreds of miles away in Panama City Beach.
And so it was worth about $20,000?
After our investigation aired, the city changed its travel policies, and members of the community started a recall to remove Van Camp from his seat.
In the recent events in the news concerning taxpayer monies used for vacations by a council member, I am requesting that Tom Van Camp resign as councilman for the 4th District. Thank you for your time.
While that vote came up short, Van Camp lost his primary election this month, coming in last in the polls. The travel just one of several topics that raised questions about Van Camp's time on the city council. Also in 2018, we began looking into the city's nearly $1 million purchase of Rockwood Golf Course. The city turned the green space into a solar farm, but didn't get any input from the people who live nearby, except from Van Camp, who led the way on the project.
I'm pro-solar, but not the way this was handled. I'm still processing it.
Why would you take a pristine piece of property in the middle of the city and turn it into a solar farm?
We asked that same question and later uncovered John Carnes, a local attorney who spent time in prison for bribing a city councilman, represented the seller of the land.
I don't doubt for a minute there's something going on.
The city had the opportunity to purchase the property months earlier from a different seller for half the price.
You have to react to what's happening, and we had some push to get this done of a negative matter.
Van Camp claimed the city rushed the purchase out of the fear that the land would be used for low-income housing. Councilman Van Camp also got into a fist fight in late 2018 at the polls where people were collecting signatures to remove him from his seat. We reached out to Van Camp about his departure from the city council, but he did not want to comment. In Independence, I'm Jessica McMaster, 41 Action News.
The city's general election is now set for April 7th.